Good morning. It's Heather with RRatedReviews. And I once reviewed a specific single holiday, which was Mother's Day. Can't stand it. But I just had to renew my passport, and I was very thankful that it can now be renewed online, though I'll get to that in a minute. But it reminded me, I renewed my passport because the holidays are coming up, and I'm going to figure out what to do and where to go. So it got me thinking about all the holidays. I pretty much can't stand most of them because they're bullshit and they're disingenuous. So let's start with this New Year's Day. Most people are just recuperating on New Year's Day. And normally a New Year's Eve is like a dumpster fire. See ya. Let's start a new year all shitty. So New Year's Day, whatever. Valentine's Day, come on. I mean, I get the whole it needs to be acknowledged kind of thing because whatever. But I'm not gonna feed into. I'm just not. Like, you go to dinner, fine. I'll go to dinner. Do not buy me flowers because it's Valentine's Day. Certainly don't buy me fucking chocolate because it's Valentine's Day. Don't ever buy me flowers because you're sorry you fucked up. Why can't people just buy someone flowers because it's fucking Wednesday or it's Tuesday or because you were in the gas station and you saw some flowers that look cute for $5 or you passed them on the roadside and you picked them? I mean, that's even better. You don't need a holiday to acknowledge. I mean, every day people should acknowledge their relationship, not one fucking day a year. And you got to get reservations for the whatever. Just have a picnic. Have a picnic on Sunday, not February 14th. St. Patrick's Day. It's like, okay, that one can be fun if you're like 21, between 21 and 25. I don't know, unless you're Irish. I know everyone's Irish on St. Patrick's Day. I mean, I've got like that much Irish. And it's fun. But I don't care about corned beef and cabbage. So I like the corned beef. I never liked cabbage. I don't eat it now, but I didn't previously. So I just don't see the point. Obviously acknowledge it for heritage. Okay, fine. But the parades and the drinking and the whatever. Memorial Day. I think Memorial Day is important, but I don't think it's ever really celebrated the way that it was intended to be. It's like, Happy Memorial Day. No, I believe that we're supposed to be remembering the people that died. And that's not really happy. Let's have a barbecue. I mean, it's nice as a kickoff to the summer, but Memorial Day to Labor Day kind of marks the seasonal territory of summer. But we kick it off with the remembrance of death. I don't know. June's got nothing. 4th of July, I love 4th of July. I love to have a barbecue, listen to some fireworks. I mean, it's Independence Day. I'm a bit patriotic, so yeah, I want to celebrate my nation's birthday and all rah rah. I mean, there's not a time I can listen to the Star Spangled Banner and not get choked up. I mean, listen to those words. So I get that one. I love 4th of July. But it's also, you get together with friends, whoever you want to hang out with, and you have a good time and you celebrate your freedom. Okay, that seems to me to be a great reason to have a barbecue and celebrate and acknowledge. But, you get Labor Day. I'm not even 100% sure. No, it's supposed to be something about labor. I don't know. I usually work. So Labor Day for me is labor. Halloween used to be fun. I loved Halloween. I really do love Halloween because I just think it's fun. I used to love to decorate. I gave all of my decorations to one of TJ's friends who like goes nuts. And I only gave them away because we live 450 feet back from the road in a rural area. I haven't seen a trick-or-treater in 10 years. So I don't do it anymore. I did buy the big 6-foot plastic rooster and then the little one. And then I added the hen. So I have those. I want to start decorating again. But the house I bought is on a dead end in another rural town. You think I'm going to see a fucking trick-or-treater? And who's going to walk 650 feet through the woods on this driveway I have? Like Hansel and Gretel. Like, you're getting put in the oven if you show up at my house. I'm not going to see anyone for Halloween. But I like that one. I went to dress TJ as a rooster, and I dressed as a lollipop, and we went to a party, and together we were a cocksucker. So, I mean, I can have some fun with it. I've had some great costumes over the years. When I was a bartender, I was a Harvey Wallbanger. I'll tell you about that costume sometime if you want. It was a wall with a big condom on the front. I was banging people on the dance floor. I've been Edward Scissorhands. I've been the Energizer Bunny. I've been Wonder Woman. Hell, my daughter was conceived dressed as Wonder Woman. That's a running joke. It's true, but my daughter cringes when she hears that one. Thanksgiving. I have never liked Thanksgiving, ever. Thanksgiving to me is not a day of thanks. I'm thankful most days. Almost every day I'm pretty thankful. I'm thankful for something every day, and I'm thankful for most days, but I'm not thankful 100% of the time. And to me, Thanksgiving is an excuse to just put your fat people pants on and just eat in just gluttonous ways. I don't know anyone who's, and it's a rush around. Oh, I can't stand Black Friday. Don't get me started on Black Friday, which leads me to the whole shopping for Christmas. I used to pride myself on being done with my Christmas shopping by Halloween and then wrapped by Thanksgiving. Once Halloween comes around, Love Actually gets played on a 24-hour continuous loop for the majority of the entire Christmas season. I think I have every line for every character of that movie memorized. One of my all-time favorites. Because I wanted to enjoy the holiday season. It's not about beating people up in the parking lot for a fucking TV nobody needs. And the holidays aren't supposed to be about fighting. It's, I don't know, rushing around, stress, anxiety. Who needs it? That's not what it's supposed to be about. It's become commercialized. Another Hallmark holiday. That starts off. Hell, I was in Walmart the other day. It's September. They already have the holiday shop set up. So we're not even going by Halloween anymore and Christmas shit coming out at Halloween. We're in September. Like back to school comes out, Halloween and Christmas all at once. Let's jam it all in there. Like I need to start worrying about Christmas in September. Well, actually, I do need to start worrying about Christmas in September now. So Thanksgiving, I have always just stayed home by myself and worked on a home improvement project. I kind of love Thanksgiving for that reason because everyone's off doing shit and I feel like I'm kind of holed up by myself where like no one can get you. And it's like, yeah, phone's off. It's not the kind of thing you have to text or call 100 people. Happy Thanksgiving, happy Turkey Day. Leave me alone. I got a project to do and I love it. I've done some of my biggest projects on Thanksgiving. But the thing is, Christmas comes and it's like the stress of needing to see a bunch of people that you haven't seen either in years or since the previous Christmas. Now, don't get me wrong. It's really nice to see extended friends and family. Absolutely. But the stress of it and rushing from one place to another and the traditions of who has to go. No, we host Christmas Eve. We have Christmas. Then where do you go for dessert? It's like, there's a lot that goes into that. And I think if I want to see these people, I would see them on Thursday or on Wednesday. I would rather see people just because I want to and not because you feel obligated or because you have to. I had one of these little Christmas decorations once and it says, 'tis the season for forced family fun. It's like, exactly. It's not fun if it's forced. And so last Christmas, TJ and I mean, there was just drama. There was drama everywhere. And I want no part of it. I mean, I was in the middle of it, but I wanted no part of it. So I was like, listen, let's just go away. Can we please go away? Now, I do have 2 daughters. I love my daughters. They're the coolest chicks ever. I mean, they're like better versions of me. So, but they're 19, almost 20. My kids are 2.5 years apart. My daughters are 20 and 22. It's like, they're busy. And I'm not going to, just like Mother's Day, I skipped over that one. I'll go back a second. Mother's Day? No. My children do not owe me anything. They didn't ask to be here, and they don't owe me anything. And I don't want them to feel obligated to either spend time with me or do something cheesy because there's a Hallmark associated holiday that's designated for it. I mean, there was one year TJ planned something. I mean, TJ and I don't have children together. So we never really did anything. But one year he decided to surprise me with a picnic at this local whatever thing that was going on. And it was really nice. But I was cringing because I didn't want my daughters to feel like they had to be there. I mean, who wants to spend time? Do you want to hang out with someone that the look on their face is like, I'd rather be with my friends? No. And they didn't. My daughters were fantastic. And that's where my older daughter made me that dandelion crown. I mean, we had a great time. It was one of my best Mother's Days. My favorite Mother's Day wasn't Mother's Day. It was the Wednesday that my older daughter called me. She was in her apartment and she's like, listen, she's like, I hear your voice in my head all day long. I said, I'm so sorry. And she's like, no. I want to explain. She said, for all those years that you had to write your grocery list, and when we went food shopping, I asked you, why can't we get this and why can't we get that? And you were like, that next week or next groceries. She's like, I didn't understand why we had to budget. She's like, and it drove me nuts that if we wanted something, why couldn't we have it now? She's like, and I get it now. She's like, and you yelled at us about how to properly load the dishwasher and what you could and couldn't put in a garbage disposal and why we had to pick up after ourselves and we had rules to do things. I'm like, where is this going? And she's like, I get it. She's like, she was living with she had an apartment with a boyfriend. She's like, he doesn't know how to do anything. He can't load a dishwasher. He doesn't understand a budget. He doesn't know how to food shop. She's like, and I just have to tell you that I wouldn't know how to do any of this stuff if it weren't for you kind of being a pain all those years. And I got so choked up on the phone. And I said to her, I'm like, you know what? That was Mother's Day. I don't need a Sunday. And I don't even, maybe it was Wednesday. I don't remember what day it was. All I know is that was the best day ever, was when your kids grow up and then they appreciate the pain in the ass that you were because they understand the value of it at that point. And so when it comes to Christmas, it's the same thing. I don't want to feel like someone's hanging out because they feel like they have to. It's Christmas. I have to see my mother. No, I want my daughter to call me and say, hey, what are you doing today? Do you want to go to lunch? And I'm like, yeah. And when that happens, that is my Christmas. I don't need to drive around to 5 different places. Who's having the Christmas Eve get together? What dish are we bringing? I got to cook 5 different things to bring. It's not what it was ever about. And it gets sad and it gets depressing for a lot of people. And I understand that because when I first moved up here and I had gotten divorced, I used to go there was a client who became a great friend of mine, and he's still a great friend of mine. And he and his wife would have this Christmas Eve, like grab bag, what do they call it? The Chinese gift giving where you get a number. All the funny, hysterical fights that would break out over stealing people's presents. And the food they put out. That was my Christmas Eve. I loved it. Every year I looked forward to it. I think I went for like 13 years. And when I met TJ, he's like, well, my aunt and uncle on Christmas Eve. I'm like, listen, let me tell you something. This guy is my friend. He and his wife are fantastic. They were my family on Christmas Eve all these years. I won't ditch them because suddenly I have a boyfriend. It's not going to happen. And I respect that you have a family thing to do. And if you want to do both, we can do both. But I will not. I'm not going to just flat leave this family who extended themselves to me because I have none. I said, that's not how we do things. Well, I'll tell you how I do things. I'm going there for Christmas Eve. Because when I had nowhere to go for Christmas Eve, that's where I went. And I won't ever not. Now, they have since stopped doing it. A couple of years ago, it got to be too much. Because it gets to be too much. So I'm like, all right, now I don't have to do that anymore. And I didn't have to do it. I wanted to. I appreciated them for giving me a piece of family when I didn't have any. So Christmas Day, it was with my kids when they were younger. Now they're free to do whatever they want. If they want to spend it with me, I will jump for joy and I will make them whatever they want. And I still am done shopping by Halloween. I shop all year long. I get when I see something that somebody wants that I knew that they would love, I pick it up and I save it because I don't want to rush around and fight with people. You're not getting the best deals on Black Friday. You think you are, you're not. But in some cases, once in a while, you'll get something. But TJ and we went to Saranac Lake last year. I said, I can't do it. I'm not going to do it. We literally hid from the holidays. I said, well, you want to go to your aunt and uncle's on Christmas Eve? Fine. I'll pack. When you get done, and it's not that I don't want to go. It just, there were circumstances that we went to Saranac Lake after that. And we came back. I guess his parents were having things the day after Christmas. It was like so many things were crammed in that Christmas is now extended to days past it because this place, Christmas Eve, Christmas Day. We had to go to his parents the day after Christmas. I'm like, okay, well, we're going to go to Saranac Lake on Christmas Eve afternoon. We're going to stay there Christmas Day, and we'll come back the day after Christmas. And he was all for it. And it was nice. It was like we hid from the holidays. I said, I don't want to know anything about them. They're not merry. So, and we had a great time. It was merry. We sat in the lobby of the hotel and put one of these 3D marble puzzles together. Oh my gosh. It was awesome. So then we do it when we got back. So, and New Year's Eve, I'm going to make what do you call them? A resolution. I make a resolution whenever I want. If I want to improve something, I'm going to improve it. I'm going to work on it all year. I'm not going to jump on the bandwagon with the weight loss or the stop this and stop that, or I'll do that throughout the year. I don't need a fucking day to tell me that I can improve on myself. So New Year's, and you kiss somebody at midnight. It was like, yeah, okay, whatever. But Christmas this year, I am already stuck with the idea of thinking about Christmas this year because Walmart reminded me. And so I was laying in bed the other night thinking, oh my gosh, what am I going to do for Christmas this year? I don't want to have to worry about what to do for Christmas. So I think I'm leaving the country. I told TJ last year, after we had such a great time at Saranac Lake, I'm like, I came back and started looking for like resorts in the islands somewhere. I'm like, let's go hot and sunny where it's not Christmas. And I don't know what I'm going to do. But I had to go online and renew my passport today because it takes 8 weeks. I'm so happy that you can renew them online. It was not easy. 112 fucking pictures before the accepted one. That was not fun. But it takes 8 weeks. And I'm like, no, I'm not traveling for 8 weeks. And I'm like, what am I going to, I want to go to England. I've always wanted to go to England. I don't know if I can afford to go to England, but I would like to. Somehow I feel like my soulmate is like pulling a push door somewhere in England. Or, throw some shrimp on the barbie. I'd love to go to Australia. But my great-great-grandfather is actually like some kind of national treasure or something. Half the stuff in the Isle of Man is named after him. He was the last original Manxman. I guess my great-great-grandfather actually has his own Wikipedia page. And I had been in touch with the author of his biography a few years back. And I told him I was going to make a trip to the Isle of Man. And the author was going to give me a tour of the whole island and stuff. So I would really love to go to the Isle of Man. And so maybe I'll do that for the holidays. I don't know what else to do, but I'm kind of thinking I hated the holidays I didn't hate them. I don't appreciate the holidays for what they are now. And so I'd rather not give in to this whole commercialism of it. I'd rather and I know when you don't have anything to do, people are like, oh, it's just another day. Yeah, it's just another day, except it's not like Thanksgiving where things are open and the world continues. And so you don't have to wallow in, it's a holiday. You can forget that Thanksgiving is a holiday, sort of, because it is like another day. Fuck, the store's open early now. So it's like, but Christmas, you cannot, as much as you want to pretend Christmas is just another day, it's not, because the whole world shuts down. You can barely find a gas station open. And thank goodness, because nobody wants to work on that day. And you find that one lonely guy that's at the gas station. Fuck, I'll bring him dinner. I've done that. You got to work today? Hold on, I'll be right back. Let me make you a plate. It's like, there's not going to be anything to do. I'm like, what am I going to do? So I'm trying to figure out where to go because I want to go somewhere. I don't think I want to be holed up in the woods in a shed by myself on Christmas. So I'm probably either going to go somewhere like the Caribbean, or something cheap. I don't think the Isle of Man or England or Australia are going to be cheap. But if I have a passport ready to go, then maybe I could get a last minute deal and get that last seat on the plane that nobody wanted, and I can get it cheap. But for the holidays, they're not. And the worst is my birthday is right between Christmas and New Year's. So everyone's either busy, they're tired, they don't want to fucking hear about it. So that has been a long non-acknowledged day. I think since I was like maybe 11. Thank goodness. But I'm a little worried about what I'm going to do, because it might actually hit a little harder than I would expect it to. I expect it to hit a little hard this year. So if I'm not thinking of somewhere really cool to go, I mean, I can go back to Nashville. I fucking love Nashville. But I don't think Kid Rock's going to be there. I'm like, Kid Rock, how about a pity bang? I mean, he's been my fucking hall pass for like 10 years. And he's engaged? I didn't know that. That was depressing. So here's my review on the holidays. When you have people that you know of, that you spend all of your time with, and then the holidays come and you don't spend it with them, it's kind of shitty. Especially if you know that some of them have nothing to do and nowhere to go. I would much rather spend the holidays with a stranger, than with someone who I have nothing in common with or I haven't seen for the longest time, just because I'm obligated to do so. And so that's my review on all the holidays. If you guys have questions or comments, feel free to leave them, especially if you have a comment on where I should go. And don't tell me to go to hell. If you want to hit like or subscribe, you know I would love that. And I hope you have a really great day.